This is fantastic. Back in the garage today on the 85 Squarebody Chevy. We are ready to put the front clip on this truck. So I got the core support behind me that needs a little bit of rust repair. That's gonna go quick. I'm gonna wire wheel a bunch of that so the rust is all gone. There's a little bit of like surface rust on there. And I'll probably squirt it with some paint. Then I got 2 new inner fenders, 1 new fender, and we'll be putting this girl back together. In order to repair the rust on the core support, I gotta take this old fender down. I'm gonna cut a piece out of here to repair I think the other fender. The outer tin isn't heavy enough, but the stuff in the back is. So I'm gonna take that down, measure out what I need, get it cut out, and then cut out the rusty part on the core support. So here's what needs to be repaired on the core support. This is the passenger side. This is the inside where the inner fender well bolts on. You got 1 good hole there. And there's supposed to be one, well, there is one there, but that's foobar. And I think another one here. And then there's a little tab that comes up for something. I don't know what it is, battery box or something there. This one hole that holds the inner fender well, I'm gonna leave that there as a locator for the rest of this. And once I get this cut out and weld the new stuff in, basically I'll bolt the inner fender to here, and then I'll use the holes in the fender to mark where these ones go. And I'll probably just use nuts and bolts to hold that on. There's a piece of cut out. That'll give me a rough figure on what I need to cut out of this. See that bolt hole right there? If I put this leftover bolt hole over top of that, that puts me just perfect. I'm gonna set it up for that, see if we can win. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace that. I'm gonna leave like an extra inch down here, because this used to have a tab that stuck up right here. Perfect. Speaking of motorcycles, I was over here this morning taking the back tire off of my Harley. Me and my brother are going to Daytona Bike Week this year. My tire was bald. Got to do a major cleanup too. This is all cat attack, stupid cats. Probably seen that thing sitting over here in the background along with my Triumph. That thing is cool on off-road. One of them adventure bikes, 1200cc dirt bike, hell yeah. Back to the task at hand here. Here's a piece of cut out. Get this out of the way. I don't know. It's gonna work pretty good. Maybe you can see that little line I got right there. That's gonna be where I bend this, so I got a tab. Lines up pretty good. I got this little step right here. I need to flatten that out. And also just this corner right here stepped up. This is free metal, man. Free rust repair. There's so much good usable parts in these old junk vehicles. doctor this up a little bit. I've had this on my bench for a long time, waiting for a reason to turn the welder on. This is like it's a weed whacker, but it's shaped like a golf club. I use this thing a lot, actually. And I fixed it once before, a couple of tack welds. And it broke again last summer. So I still got the welder on. I'm gonna put some more welds on that. You just make that stick. This thing takes a whooping. So I'll be happy to have that back for the summertime. Keep them weeds down. I cleaned up the hardware for the bushings and I painted them. There is the new neoprene, nylon. They're the better ones you can get from LMC. See how that's kind of an oval in there? It doesn't necessarily say to have that going this way or this way, but I put it in so it goes this way. That way, maybe I'll have a little bit more adjustment when I'm trying to true up the gaps between the fender and like the doors and stuff. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for. You can see that stuff? Head's probably in the way. Here we got the parts we need to complete the front clip. We got two inner fenders, one left, one right. Brand new, made in Taiwan, LMC left front fender. And then there's the passenger front fender that I did a little bit of rust repair to. There is a video doing this fantastic patch panel. I don't think I actually showed anything when I did the body mount bushings on the cab. So I guess I give you a little bit of a rundown here. The upper part goes just like, you know, obvious, and then this piece. This is the lower part. And then the lower cup. Big washer type thing, they go together. And put that up like that. And you put the nut on, you're good to go. This stuff comes together fast once you get it all prepped out and ready to go. So this is the side I put that patch panel in. That's working out great, but I kind of figured in that built-in bolt out of the fender that I cut it out of. That doesn't line up. And we got that one back there. I broke a bolt off back here that holds this inner fender on. That's not a big deal, but I have to address it before I can move forward. Oh yeah, that came loose. That went way better than I thought it would be, so that's awesome. Let's keep on going. I think this corner, it needs to be less square. Just make a little radius on there. This is plowing into the inner fender well. All right, check our little modification here. That looks better, but in hindsight, what I can tell you is on the inner fender well side, I must have had the wrong hole lined up with this, because this right here was flush over there. So this makes more sense. Let me look under here. Oh, that one lines up now too. Sweet. My calculations were actually on. I just had the wrong hole lined up with it. So all I gotta do is find a bolt that matches that, because it's a different size than this, but it will work. And then I gotta drill one hole. Got a little bit of an issue down here. The back of the fender and my rocker panel, they're not playing nice. So I either got this rocker panel in a bad place, you know, like maybe a little bit forward, or the core support needs to be pushed front. I should have made that tab on that patch panel a little bit longer. It's not quite tall enough to catch that hole. How does it look in here? Okay. All the holes look like they're gonna line up for the inner fender. Flip that up there so don't scratch my new fender well. Now, I guess you're supposed to paint these. It's not resistant to corrosion and elements, so you're supposed to paint them. Same thing, except that bottom tab lined up, because it's actually there. That one's kind of the same as the other side. This just needs to come a little bit farther forward, because there's a bolt back here, right there, and the hole that it threads into is that way. So if you get it to come back towards the front where it lines up there, I think this will be just fine back here. I almost took the grinder to that before I looked back here. That would have been bad. I'm sure that's gonna work though. I'm sure I screwed up and got to put the doors on first, which That's a pisser, because I really ain't ready for the doors for a while yet. So I want to do the kill mat noise deadener in there. I got a little bit of grinding where I welded this back together where it looked like a grenade went off. There's a video in the playlist about that. Probably when I was doing painting or something. I think when I painted, I flipped the cab up so it sat like that and I painted underneath of it. That would have been when I addressed that welding, I think. For my own mental stability, I had to put this front clip on there. Been doing all this stuff to this thing and you can't really see it. Now we got some progress. All right, I got to order those nut tab things that go on all along through here, so we can finish bolting those on. What do you think about that? It's an 18-inch wheel off a 2008 Ford Super Duty. Got my adapters from Custom Offset behind it. Got them stinking 305 7018s. Had to take them somewhere, but I got them on there. I think they look pretty good. I think it looks pretty good here as far as the tire on the wheel. I don't think that's stretched out too far. That looks damn good. Pretty sure I'm right where I want to be with this. Yeah, I don't think that's too far. Might as well put the other side on and get this thing off the jacks completely. Oh yeah. Get right in there and change brakes and work on the tie rod ends and the ball joints. That'll be great. Yes. All right, that's actually gonna do it for this one. I'm gonna put that other wheel on the driver's side and get me a thumbnail for this video. Pumped. See you next time.